Hey guys, welcome back to the third episode of How to Run a College Club. Today we're going to be talking about traveling. Now, typically for a sectional, the tournament is played on Saturday, which means usually you drive up Friday and you come back Sunday. This means that you usually need a hotel or an Airbnb for 2 nights. Also, on a short side note, if students need an extension because they have homework assignments due that weekend, make sure they ask their teachers ahead of time, send out the needed emails, and usually teachers will actually grant the students a couple extra days just so that they can focus on playing in this tournament. All right, let's talk housing first. Airbnbs are great. They're a lot of fun. You can get a lot of people in one spot. However, they can get pretty pricey pretty quick. Generally, if you have a group of 8 to 10 players going, an Airbnb could be a good option. But when you're doing a sectional with anywhere from 12 or more students going, it can get pretty expensive. So a better idea is to book hotels. Now, when you book a hotel, you never want to go through an online website. I would usually call the hotel manager himself, usually 6 to 8 weeks before the tournament, so that I can set up rooms in advance. And that all depends on how many players are actually going. Here's what you're looking for when you're looking for a hotel. You want one that is close to the field, has a continental breakfast, and offers free Wi-Fi. Remember, you're traveling with student athletes. They need to eat before the tournament, and sometimes they'll have homework to do. So that continental breakfast and the free Wi-Fi goes a long ways. Now, don't get me wrong, pools, hot tubs, gyms, they're a lot of fun, but make sure those first things are handled first, and then you can look for some of the other fun stuff that hotels have to offer. When you call a hotel, here's what you ask for. You're looking for rooms that house 6 people, specifically with 2 queen beds and a pull-out couch. On their website, they might say that rooms are only designed for 4 people. However, they will accommodate if you give them the proper heads up. Tell them that you are a university sports team and you have no problem cramming. For example, one time at UCLA, all they had was 1 king bed and a pull-out couch. I let them know ahead of time, and they actually brought 2 twin mattresses and left them in the corner. That way we left those on the floor, so we were able to still sleep 6 per room. At Cal Poly, we spent about $3,000 for 48 students to sleep in 8 rooms. Normally, this would cost about $8,000 to sleep this many people for 2 nights, but because we called ahead of time, we got a deal, and we only paid $3,000. That was a $5,000 savings because we were able to do the work ahead of time and cram a little bit. Price-wise, tell them that you're looking for about $150 per room per night. This comes out to about $50 per player or $25 per night per player. You have to be firm with them and don't let them take advantage of you. It helps to ask for an itemized receipt and official contracts so they can't add extra fees after the fact. This usually takes a little bit of skill and confidence, but with a little practice, it's easier than you think. And if they're not willing to work with you, just tell them you'll take your business elsewhere. Sometimes schools will have people that will do this for you when it comes to booking hotels. However, make sure you also talk to them about what you're looking for, namely the 6 people per room, $150 per night per room max, continental breakfast, close to the tournament, and Wi-Fi. Okay, now that we talked about housing, let's talk about flights. Typically, when you book a flight, you want to look 6 to 8 weeks before the tournament. That's generally when you'll get the best prices. Remember, you're flying with college students, so Spirit and Frontier are okay. Also, don't forget, you need everybody's official name on their driver's license in order to be able to fly and register them and buy their tickets. Lastly, everybody should cover their own gas and food individually. You can leave it up to the students to be able to split gas by car. Another thing that's cool to do is after a tournament, maybe you take everybody to a dinner, have a big team dinner, and cover it with your team fees. That way you can do something a little bit nicer, build team chemistry, and just elevate the experience for everybody. So yeah, that's been episode 3. Stick around and be on the lookout for episode 4.